The next curve we're asked to sketch is y is equal to the absolute value of x squared plus 3x all over x take 1. But this is just the absolute value of our the curve that we had in the previous question. So what are we going to do? We're going to open up this one and have a look about how we're going to edit it. Now, if I want to make this an absolute value, right, what happens? It wasn't very straight. What happens? It means that if it was to become negative, instead it will flip up to the positive side instead. So we'll draw this in another color. However, if it was positive, nothing would happen. So for instance, this part of the curve here, let's go over in a slightly darker one, this part of the curve here is going to remain exactly the same because it's positive, so the absolute value sign doesn't do anything to it. Similarly, this part of the curve here and here is also going to remain untouched. What's going to change is this part here and this part down here, where the curve became negative. Instead, it's going to become a reflection of itself. So what we're going to see is something looking like this. Again, I expect you guys to be able to draw it a bit neater when not on the computer. And then also what we would see is this line here starting to go up as well. So that this asymptote would also display something similar to, say, a bounce, and would start heading up like that. So this curve is now also going to start heading up and getting closer and closer to the reflection of the asymptote as such. And this is our new curve, y is equal to the absolute value. Now, we also should, by right, just to make it a bit neater, make this now a dotted line, so that the marker knows that this isn't actually the graph. This was just something that we used to help us figure out what our own curve should look like. So we make this a dotted line. And we are finished.